Good afternoon, everyone. This is Evelyn. This is twin flame time here. It's 2:46 on the clock. The 2 is the divine feminine, the high priestess, the 2 of duality as well. The 46 of the inner children loving each other, the children without as well, being very innocent and sweet. And I have my 3-deck read, the Metatron Nature's Whispers and Shaman Dreams read, very significant today as well. And I have the 7-deck read for you on the table. I also have an abbreviated 7-deck read, which I'm going to give you from the other day. There were a lot of triple numbers coming up in that one, and I did 2 of them actually. The first one I'm not going to read to you, but I'm going to give you the messages from that because the storm came up, the sudden events in the southeast came up, and that was before the storm warning. So that was actually predicting what happened in Florida. So we'll get to that. But I do have the 2 big reads for you, and then the mini read of the 7-deck read on the table. So let's go ahead and first take our deep breaths, and remember to hold if you can, if you feel comfortable with that. To really breathe deeply in to oxygenate your whole body, and then hold it, converting that energy from the air that we're breathing to a purified form of that, or ether energy. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Another deep breath. One more deep breath. Sending lots of love around the globe. Lots of blessings to you all. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're having a beautiful day. It's a little overcast here today, and it's a little cold too. I had to put the heat on. There was also something that came up for me this morning. I went to bed pretty late, and I didn't wake up till 10:01 on 10:01, which was pretty cool that I woke up at 10:01. I don't usually sleep that late. I can't usually sleep that late. I'll wake up, by 8 or 9 at the latest. So it was a good night's sleep. But I read a message this morning that came in from Jill and Remy about twin flames and all the issues they see with all the couples that they do work with. And it was very depressing to read, because when you read all of the twin flame issues, you don't see any of the positive in the relationship. They just talk about the cheating or the drugs or the putting everyone else first in their life before the divine feminine. It's just like why would anyone want a relationship with anyone like in that kind of relationship? And so it was a little depressing, but what was coming up for me this morning came up in my 3-deck read today, because we're revisiting the initial wounds that we started out with, right? Because when you get triggered with your twin flame, there's a very sexual connection there, and there are issues with rape and wounds from past lives that are coming up for the divine masculine, having to go to war and getting killed. And again, remember, we've all been both sides in past lives or within our generational DNA. We've all been the killer and the killed. We've all been the rapist and the raped. So this isn't about choosing sides or casting stones. It's about bringing up those wounds that we started out the journey with and really fine-tuning the clearing around that stuff. So if you don't want to be triggered, don't listen to the 3-deck read, but there's some beautiful loving messages in there as well. So I wouldn't miss it. But if you're afraid to be triggered, you might not want to watch at least that read anyway. So let's get started with that. We're going to roll the die as well. Let's roll the dice. And you do see the devil up there in the main cards and the underlying energies, where the devil's right between the King of Swords and the Page of Wands over there. And that came up in, I think it was Aries read too, where the child was acting overconfident like they're the adult, and the adult was acting like the child. And that was reminding me of that energy right there with the devil between them. So let's roll the die for October 1st, the first day of October 2022. October is 10, a turn for the better. All right, we have Pluto here, big transformation there with Pluto. There could be some Scorpio or Aries energy there. And then the 8 of the dance, which is also Leo in August, which also is Virgo. But the dance of the masculine and the feminine, of manifesting, being strong within and out, but manifesting dreams as opposed to the 4 of manifesting survival. And then here's Capricorn again too. The paternal energy, the restrictive energy, the responsibility energy. So we have Leo, Capricorn, and Scorpio, but Aries could be coming up again. I just spoke of Aries, so definitely that could be coming up. And Leo's definitely, about the inner child. Capricorn is the father, as I just spoke about the father and the child right there. And then the Pluto of that deep transformation of Scorpio that dives really deep and is in the South Node right now, releasing all those negative traits. And then we have Aries, which I always talk about as the soldier being the first ones out. They jump right in without thinking about anything. So the first ones on the lines to feel it. So diving deep. And doing the dance. I'm getting the dance between Pluto and Capricorn, that paternal or restrictive energy. So big transformations with Capricorn is what I'm getting right there. And perhaps triggers from Scorpio and Aries to the Capricorn, because Scorpio and Aries could probably trigger Capricorn really well. And the dance between them. Being strong regarding allowing your inner child to come out, but in an appropriate way, as opposed to a child who's acting like an adult without the experience behind it, and opposed to the adult acting like a child in an irresponsible way. That's not what we talk about when we talk about being the inner child. The inner child is that loving, innocent, pure energy that you are as a child, as a mature adult, understanding the repercussions of your actions and how other people may feel about certain things in what you do, and not allowing that to stop being your authentic self, but also as an adult being responsible to not do things that purposely hurt other people. So this is the Metatron deck, Nature Whispers and Shaman Dreams. And here is the picture of that read. Sorry if there's any fluff on there. I did clean it off. So we have the Metatron deck up top, the underlying energies over here. At the end, there's always a pile too that I have to count, because I've been doing numerology since I was in my early 20s. So it's always part of what comes through for me. I use the numbers and everything. So I'm going to pull it up closer too so you can see the pictures of the cards a little bit better. Okay, Metatron, Nature's Whispers, and at the bottom there's Shaman Dreams. All right, and so here we go. All right, and there was someone in not my family, as in me and my children, but in my family, there was a passing here of an in-law. So you may have experienced something like that as well as we leave September going into October. So today is October 1st, 2021. I woke up at 10:01. I'm losing my voice here. The 10 and the 01 is the reflection of destiny and the magician, or the divine masculine. And again, it's talking about the masculine needing to speak their truth, even the masculine side of the divine feminine. And the day today adds up to the 17-8, which is the star. And we have the 1 of the magician. The magic star. There's a lot of power in that. But there could be a lot of ego in that as well from the 3D side. So always being very aware and conscious of which side of yourself you're projecting. You're projecting your 3D ego side, or you're projecting your higher self side. All right, so, and I broke a glass this morning when I was cleaning glass, and I feel like it was after I read that message from Jill and Remy, their email. It was bringing up, that sadness about that kind of energy surrounding the twins. Remember that we're all just humans, and we're all just people too, right? Doing the best we can to be ourselves. and hopefully not trying to hurt other people, but being responsible enough to know, to be aware, right? Because if you're not being aware, you can always use that excuse that, oh, I didn't know, right? But that's not true, because we always know. It's energetic. You can choose not to know, or you can be honest with yourself and know, okay? So this read was at 11:22 to 28 this morning, the 11 of alignment, truth and balance, of justice. And then the 22 to 28 is the Fool's Journey to the 28 of the Twin Flames. The 3 piles that came up were 5, 9, and 2, but 8 was coming up from the first one as well. So what was coming from those numbers is the Queen of Swords reflecting between the Hierophant and the High Priestess, which is also the High Priest, and the High Priestess, with Hermit between, or guidance, or religion. So there's different guidances here. Like guidance versus, so religious guidance versus professional guidance versus alternative guidance here. With the 5D Connect, the Hermit and the High Priestess as well. And the underlying energies here of the 35 of the Wounded Warrior and the Kundalini, the 11 of making a decision, and the 9 of dancing on one foot. And I was getting dances with wolves there. Always on the borderline, like Madonna, feeling like I'm going to lose my mind. 11:38, right? Just when you think you're good and your life is great and you've been enjoying your family and going out and doing things, then you get triggered again back into that same old feeling like you're crazy again. The 11:38 to 39 of the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups, and the 11 of alignment of justice, truth, and balance, and the 30 of the silver cord, the silver gate, which is the ego man gate, pulling the sword from the stone, or the word from the tone. To use words and star 1, a vertical and a horizontal. One shines, one supports or holds up. Remember, the need to shine is a lack of self-worth, a need for outside acceptance. But will you love yourself first? Only because the world loves you back. Or can you love yourself without needing that? And it's not that you shouldn't be shining. Yes, of course you shine your light, but in authenticity, not to get attention. So your twin's love is so important to you because it's self-love. If your twin doesn't love you, they don't love themselves. They are too much in ego or sadness or anger to see through the clouds. All the world's a stage, but love is an audience of one. Just you, just all, as one. Reflecting back with a smile, reflecting the clown, the performer, right? Everyone loves the clown who smiles. They love the child being silly on stage, or sweet, right? Warming up the crowd's hearts. How good it is to be vulnerable, just to be yourself and just express with no need to impress. Just the joy of being you, bringing joy to your own heart. Removing the words from +1. The dance of leadership with flame in hand, with honor, answering the call, with a ring and 3 keys, the circle and 3 sevens, the boomerang, that energy of gamma, G-A-M-A, in I think it was Phoenician. It's the di gamma, or the 2 gamma waves, is the symbol of the F, but it used to be more like the 7. It was like a boomerang 7 that's a little bit more sloped downward than a 7 would be. But the initial from Phoenician, I think, was the other way, where then the F became forward. But it's actually 2 boomerangs together, the F. It's 2 7s or 2 forward 7s together is the F. That's why the digamma is the F. So the circle with 3 7s here, with the ring and the 3 keys, is the circle and 3 7s, which 3 7s is 21, which is the world and coming full circle, around the spiral bend. At 11:54 is Justice and the Page of Swords. So sad to read that email about how awful the Divine Masculine is, with no hope but to accept their ego is more important than you, your ego more important than them. And they're just in different ways, right? The masculine's more of that dominating ego, and that can be a feminine in certain cases as well. And then the feminine being more the sad or the anger that comes up in response to that, being ignored, right? So we all have lied, we've all cheated and stolen, whether how small or big it may be, and if not in this lifetime, and you've all lied, you've all had little white lies to our children, right, to protect their feelings or to protect them from getting hurt. We all have lied, cheated, or stole someone's heart, whether we knew it or not. We all want to feel loved, honored, and appreciated, to feel good, but feel sad or mad when the other feels good having sex with multiple partners, or gets high, or drinks, or spends, or eats, or gambles all your money away, or spends it on their addiction and not you. Safety, secure, not your safety, or your security, your inspirations, and your vacations together. The leader facing the dragon's strength and the fire, the dragon's breath, ether out. The heavy gravity is the ether out, but the ether in is the weightlessness, the pyramid or the pyramid, the fire within the belly. Should I stay or should I go? Do I need or want to know? The animal instinct of the reptilian mind, the lower chakra system, the root, sacral, and the solar plexus, which is that quantum entanglement. It's like that, a complex communication connection in your solar plexus, boiling up to explode when 5, 6, 7 trying to spiral up to heaven, right? So we have the 1, 2, 3 of the lower chakra system, causing you to build up and want to explode, and then the 5, 6, 7 trying to spiral up to heaven, and the number 4, the heart, stuck in the middle. The 40 of the Page of Cups was source backing up that heart, the sweetheart of evolution, the dynasty of your lineage connection, to see or behold looting in your connection, or the vital force, the long period of time, eternity, and this is all evolution, the eternity of the lute, the song, the sound, resound, to sing out, to praise, or to duck, conceal, cheat, and deceive, to request kindly, to beg for, I plead, clay, the earth, a lute, being the guitar-like instrument, or lyra, or lyre, or lira, as in the Italian money, to read or to be read, or they read or got read. Lie, which is alkaline, a solution to it all, right? To be a little bit more alkaline than acidic. Apart, to bend over, to soak, to distribute or assign, to designate or to cast, to lean or slope, to fight or strive, and this is all coming up from evolution, without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. Right? So, and the world would be better for this, that one man scorned and covered with scar. What I wanted to say, one man it's written as scorned and covered with scars. I wanted to write one man torn and covered with stones, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star. Horizontally, you can only go so far, but vertically the possibilities are limitless. Yet when you connect to that vertical pillar, there's no need to go anywhere or be anything, but just be as you are in this moment. The evolution of the sweetheart, the Page of Cups, and the Mother Earth flowering, the leader in battling for the ego, the mother and child as the Kundalini rises, sending the wounded warrior on their way. The divine feminine praying, the divine masculine learns so as not to be defaced or burned in some way by source, to then have to learn their lesson the hard way. The divine feminine accepts your true soul as you are, no matter your avatar issues. But is she only worthy of you if you lose your good looks, your good fortune, or your fame that kept you in your ego so long? Right? Because that could be taken away from you if God decides to do so. Not wanting to give it up for her, which is yourself. At 12:25, the Hanging Man and the Knight of Wands, She wants no harm to come to you. She only wants to feel loved by you, not betrayed. She doesn't want to feel like a leftover, number 2, 3, or 4, or raped or ignored. She doesn't want to feel stoned or lied to, cheated or stolen from. And he doesn't want to feel held down, having to go to war, having his reputation destroyed, maimed, family defamed, needing to lie, cheated out of what they worked so hard to achieve, and the need to steal just to survive after working so hard to take care of everyone else who are using them for their name and their financial worth and for their bleeding heart that's there for all but themselves and their divine feminine. She loses her mind because the only man she loves is the man who wants her dead to make his life easier, so go ahead and kill yourself. Make my day. At least I won't have to hear about it anymore. It's not my fault that you can feel me have sex. That's your God's fault. I'm just a man with an ego after all. Your words, not mine. I wipe my hands of that responsibility. No one would believe your crazy rants anyway. Into my own hands I command my spirit. At 12:42, the Hanging Man and the Two of Cups. So you go, girl. You do your thing. These are a few of my favorite things. As she misses all the moments of his life and his children's lives that she has missed and will never know. The 39 of the Knight of Cups, of the green Knight of Cups, healing physical heart from codependencies. The 53 of the Knight of Swords, and the key to freedom and the truth, as the divided family brought back together, top down by the grandchildren, the talking tree giants. The 9 of the Hermit takes action to run with the big bird shadow. The 42 of the 1-to-1, Two of Cups. The wounded warriors, the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Swords, hermiting 1-to-1, to go with the flow on the whispering bench, arcing beneath his wings in the clouds that are looking like Niagara Falls, which I posted the other day, were clouds that look like Niagara Falls. Where Niagara broken down is a show of power, of Agra Falls. To guard, protect, await, and preserve the reflection of alls, ALLs, but also AWLs, devices that make holes, HOLE, or whole, WHOLE. The 27 of the Ace of Wands being inspired to leap with flame and transition with bird to fly free, with rainbow support, where she sets him free as blue Madonna holds space, aligned with the Emerald Order star, present with gifts of indigo and emerald stars, he with Beetlejuice, which is Beetle and Bella, Bella with her tricks, and she now more serious. The 50 of the 10 of Cups and signs from Spirit with love, and the 49 of the family to wake up to and feel blessed. At 1 p.m. is the Magician and the double zeros, the source energy backing up the 1 of the Divine Masculine. And again, perhaps a passing as it's 101, which is the same energies of being 1001 today and waking up at 1001. We have 101 again, with 5 cards of freedom, change, and expansion. And of those 5 cards is the 15 of the shadow, and to go within for clarity, showering in the diamond light. The 4 of letting go, with time to release. And the 25 of the Knight of Wands, passion and their love for life. The 17 of conquering your fears one step at a time with angels' assistance. And the 10 of a new dawn in high vibe destiny as texting still comes in. At 104 is the Magician and the 4 of the Emperor. Someone was locking their car, and the horn, the sound that it made when they locked their car sounded like Teddy when he has one of his squeaky toys and he's trying to talk to me. It was so weird the way it sounded today. Again, trying to find a language that we all speak so we can all understand each other, because I've been doing a lot of that with Teddy and trying to communicate with Teddy so he understands what I'm talking about. And he's so smart. He really does understand most of the things I teach him. At 105 is the Magician and the 5, the Hierophant, also change, freedom, and expansion. The Shadow of the Emperor and the 25 of the Knight of Wands, passion and love for life. The ego of the Emperor and his survival and the survival of his people. He's the emperor. And that's weird too. The series The Empress came on last night as well. The safety and security, where passion, remember, equals inspiration plus ego. But here he's coming down from the Emperor to the Knight of Wands to temper his ego. He's not being the chief anymore. He's coming down to the Knight of Wands just so he has that kind of fire, right, to inspire, but not to be or live in his ego as the Emperor would do. Not that all emperors are bad, right? There can be very honorable emperors, but it has to do with ego. It has to do with being in charge, telling other people what to do, where they should be telling themselves what to do. Inspiration plus ego, but toning it down for the emperor for his dreams, and this can reference a father and son again as well. And again, the ego between them. Toning down for the emperor for his dreams to come true, and a high vibe new dawn of helping each other. At 107, which is the Magician and the 7 of the Chariot, the underlying energy of the 40 of the Page of Cups, which is that pure, innocent love, showing your support in that way. Or this could be children being called on, or pets being called on to show support of you. The 31 of the 5 of Wands, of the group endeavors, but it's also the chaos of the Sun, to be spontaneous and reach out and touch someone. The 38 of the Queen of Cups, with acceptance of love, the vines wrapping around the trunk of the tree. Of the 23, King of Wands, that you are worth it, King of Wands, your vision of how you see your ship coming in. The 16 of the Tower and sudden inner truce. Of the 11 of Justice and alignment in making a decision. A play date for the Queen of Cups and the King of Wands for sudden truth and balance, both sides of the tree coming together, and the 50 of the potential gateway of the magical tree reflecting in the borealis water, with hearts illuminated and whole. The 4, or the trunk, where the little fairy girl stands, touching base to feel grounded, to feel safe and secure again. The 12 of the Hanging Man, and seeing new perspectives and being wise, of expansion, hanging out for new perspectives. Mountain to mountain, both resistant to change, right? Because a mountain can't move easily, right? It's huge. It's been there for a long, long time. So how do you get a mountain to come to Mohammed, right? Where normally you'd have Mohammed go to the mountain. But in this case, we have 2 mountains. So what do you do in that situation where mountains can't move? Both are resistant to change. Both coming together in a hand fasting, or let's make a deal before she fades away. So the arms are the bridges coming together. Justice of the 10 of Cups, family, pausing with the Emperor, a spirit's connecting with me, or just the Emperor and their little girl coming forward to the Divine Feminine to expand beyond themselves or their world, to expand their borders, to see things another way, in the double diamond rainbow connection, as I'm getting the rainbow connection from Sesame Street again as well, in the changing of the guards here, the balloons carrying the ships away and then back, 4 for 4, or having stuff shipped in to their special double island. The 9 of the Hermit with cards. There's 9 cards here, which the 9 is the Hermit, the one and the all, the endings and the compassion, and the 3 here within the 9 cards of the unicorn and the dolphins celebrating their differences of land and sea. The 14 of assurance from the 4 seasons of female ancestors that this too shall pass to a higher love. The 27 of the Ace of Wands to be inspired as a child through fall and winter when it's cold. The 42 of the 2 of Cups, 1-1, to warm things up, blushing and letting love be your beacon, to be lighter. The 46 of the 6 of Cups with gratitude and appreciation of the little girl and her unicorn. And then it was so weird, all of these cards in a row came up as my daughter's energies. So it came up first 314, which is her birthday, or pi, but it was card 3, then 14, and then inspired by the Ace of Wands, the flame, by 42, which is her life lesson number, the 2 of Cups, and then her soul number 46, which is the inner children or outer children, and then the 6 of love, family, and community, the big picture of the family healing the root to flower the crown. The 29 of the 3 of Wands being present, contemplating gifts of the butterfly lioness. the mother and child on their way together to independence and to enlightenment, the 2 of the high priestess of the divine feminine high priestess, and the 17 of infinite blessings and dreams coming true, one helping the other and sprinkling love around the world. At 126, the magician and the page of wands. At 128 is the magician and the twin flames, the choice of path. After the war within and the wailing tree, the 45 of the purge to repair the veil, with forgiveness and tying the pages back together. And the pages can reference pieces of paper, but also little children and the innocent ones. Tying them back together as the grandchildren are the ones who bring it back together, weaving the story of our lives. The 19 of the falling angel, the sunshine, and the 53 of the Knight of Swords, the curious stranger, tempted to dive in and clean house or clean out their life, start anew, with clarity in the treehouse, the talking tree, the 47 of the 7 of cups of synchronicities, and the 4 to 7 sweet spot and heart to crown. The sky bridge here, of sky being Sophia's KY, the energy of 0 point with possibility for union here. At 131, the magician and the 31 of expansion and group endeavors. The bridge is being repaired here, tower to tower, mountain to mountain. When things don't bend to meet, a bridge is built to become as one. And I was just getting A Star is Born with Barbra Streisand and Chris Christopherson. When things don't bend to meet, a bridge is built to become as one. 2 fixed giants become an H, the 1 and the 1 with the line connecting across. The 4 to 7, heart to crown. The 4 to 4 is the heart to heart of the H, the 2 pillars connecting at the heart and expanding across into the 8 dance of infinity in the closed circuit of the twins coming into physical union. The 14 of the drifter experiencing life as it comes, with patience and balance as the hermit dances on 1 foot, testing the waters with their toe, but it's actually the line, the space between them. The 9 and the 14 meeting halfway at 11:11, airing just to the side of the hermit on the bridge between worlds. And that brings up Sex and the City when Miranda and Steve meet on the bridge, on the Brooklyn Bridge. The 1 of the magician, the 38 of the Queen of Cups. The 4 to 7 finding peace in the 4-1-4, where the 1 is the space between. It is the part that they share, the illuminated part, where there's, they have 3D parts too to themselves on either side, but the higher evolved part that they share, the 8, which is the manifestation of dreams, is the 1, it's the pillar, the star, the main pillar being the oneness between, the hourglass shared space, the bridge with consent, movement, or constant movement back and forth, the 43 of the 3 of Cups overflow and coming together, and the 50 of the 10 of Cups family in the movement to adventure, but I was getting the Antikarana bridge as well. The 12 of the dragon's horde, hanging out, protecting the future, and seeing new perspectives, with the 29 of the horned cactus, who's present and resourceful, but prickly pair. The 41 of the Ace of Cups, which is self-love, spiritual love, and new love. And the moon maiden here with new beginnings. With the Christ energy, new beginnings is being elaborated on here. The new beginnings is Christ, E, which is, so N-E, capital N for me is Christ. E, capital E is the 1 equal and congruent to. So Christ, 1 equal and congruent to, the W of 2 U's. Beg in show of power of Christ, God, Sophia, the CGS at the end of beginnings. She's able to go under while holding things up. She's holding up the moon, the daughter, while the Taj Mahal has been flooded, trying to balance coming together with others and self-love and hermiting. The moon maiden is in the water holding up the moon as the 34 in energetic exchange, the king of the hill, through that moon, gets light from that moon. So he can see, as the king of the hill, the lay of the land below, because he couldn't in the dark before. The hermits holding the light for them as they navigate their plan, reading crop circles or mapping things out in energetic exchange with the arrows of love. The 2 of the beloved with radical acceptance, the 33 of the Christ consciousness of the joyful muse and inspiration, perhaps a wacky cat and his painted cello or bass, and a heart-shaped palette laid out for all to see. At 152, the Magician and the Queen of Swords, the 20 of Judgment, or the wake-up call. The 20 is 0 of Source embodiment, backing up the 2 of the Divine Feminine and the duality in which we live. The Feast of Plenty, the 2 swords in 1, with choices and their consequences in removing 2 swords from 1 tone, or +1. 2 origins from +1, or origins is ori, O-R-I, which means intuition, destiny. So the origins is intuition and destiny that extracts the seeds through the cotton gin from +1, or the other. The 24 of the Queen of Wands and the galactic mushroom here, where the galactic is the gal acting out her inner child in the mushroom of mushiness of the 2 vine Mother 9 Hermit, or Mother 10 Destiny of high vibration connection, with the 38 Queen of Cups with the many masks of her authentic self, and the coconut peeling back the layers, and a disappearing act so they can't be seen. 24 of the Queen of Wands is also Omega, which is Om and Ega, which is the neutrality of the Divine Feminine's ego, of 3D and 5D selves, of the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups. But also the other ego is the disappearing act of now you can see me, now you don't, where they pick up their many masks again to hide themselves. Whereas the Queen of Wands is right all out there, not caring what anyone else thinks. And also Omega is the symbol for illumination when the Kundalini crowns. At 207 is the High Priestess and the Chariot, the Hermit with family gathering of joy, of tears perhaps, they could be happy and sad tears, and adventure, present to self-love, spiritual love, and new love, in energetic exchange with Divine Feminine, High Priestess or Pisces, perhaps enjoying arts and entertainment and feasting, or Divine Masculine and a wake-up call to the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups. Perhaps this is a masculine, whether it's your masculine or a father or a child, showing appreciation for females within the family. Perhaps one female who's kind of kooky or wild and crazy, and the other may be the disappearing act, or hardly themselves with so many masks to cover up their authentic selves. But showing their appreciation for both, the 3D side and the 5D side. At 213, the High Priestess and the Transition. So that was the 3-deck read. So now I'm going to go back into the mini read I did on the 28th. There was 2 mini 7-deck reads on the table that I did. So I used the SIRIAN Starseed deck as the main read, but I only used the mini deck clarifiers. That was it. I might have pulled a numerology deck card, something like that. So the first one I'm not going to read to you, but I just want to give you some of the messages that came from that one. And by the way, the movie Disobedience came up, which was actually a really good movie. It was about a conservative Jewish family. So you might want to check that out. And this first reading was they were both done on the 27th. This was done on the 27th, and yep, both of them were done on the 27th. And actually, this is where the message of sudden events in the southeast were coming up, which was before the Florida warning that we received. So this first one was done at 6:26. The SIRIAN Starseed was cut on the 27th. And I finished it at 6:38, which is the Lovers and the Queen of Cups. And there were triple 10s in this one that I'm not going to read to you. So very high vibrational changes into the new beginnings, because we had double 6s, double 7s, and double 9s. So 9s and 10s were huge right there. Transiting from one cycle into another, with the Queen of Pentacles and the 77 of the Sovereign. That could be mother and daughter as well. And the 99 of the Compassion, and also Agent 99 the mother and daughter's higher selves, and the triple tens of keeping the vibration really high, and a reminder to keep coming back to your heart. So the code line from that one was all about the 12, perhaps 21 as well, coming from 5 and 7, 12, or 5, 9, and 7, 21. TS was coming up. And the only thing that ever comes up for TS is the teaspoon. So I don't know if that's significant for someone. It might be the teaspoon. Also, thread starter comes up for TS. But it's also the T was the key of Sophia, the S, which is also the sine wave, or it's the C of the whispering bench reflecting itself, right? The sine wave is that. The key Sophia sine wave weaving, seeing the key of the 5 of the NIN, which is, it's not defined as this, but for me it's always 9-inch nails of Jesus on the cross, because we have the 2 ends of Christ with the chakra system in the middle. But the keys in C, the keys C, so C, the key, right? So it's saying the keys are alive just like you. They have auric energy, they have consciousness. The freedom of the 9-inch nails, the grandmother of the man in the contents, to see that which is corded or chained, and the difference between being corded or chained. The child, the one, the poop and the louse, taking a risk to be the moral man, healing and karmic completion. The keys of Sophia and the gamma waves, as we were just talking about digamma, which is the F, or the backwards F, was originally the boomerang 7, and 2 of them together. And you might sometimes see that symbol too, like the F that's kind of slanted downwards but backwards. So the gamma waves, the keys of Sophia, and remember the boomerang shape is the 77 is the energy of the sovereign, which came up in this header. The keys C, so C the keys, the freedom from power of unity and Christ vibration, to take the risk to see. It was all about to see, not with your eyes, but to really see. At 702, which is the chariot and the high priestess, or divine feminine, or the duality, is the TS of the threaded starter, or the thread starter, or the teaspoon. And that can be the capital T spoon, which the T, capital T, is, source, right? You can't go any farther than source. So it's that vertical pillar up to source. And the spooning, let the spooning begin. Like let the games begin, let the spooning begin. The keys, the key events here, to see the keys, and again the Florida keys were coming up all over this as well, because in the next reading it warns us about the Southeast event, which came up here as well. In the man and their contents, right? Somebody might have lost contents of a house down there. With 5 of 9, or greater than half, take the risk to throw away, compress. So again, this energy of throwing away is the same as compression, right? Like someone was just describing that to get into the body, the soul has to compress itself, which is not easy. They have to keep jumping in and out to get used to being in the body before they jump in for good, which is the same thing as the twin flame union. But here it's being described as also being to throw away, is to compress, to be affectionate, to be comfortable, to appear. The thread starter, southeast, so the sudden event came up in this read as well. The sudden event of the southeast, seeking the change of the man's contents. So there could be a divine masculine who lost everything in this Florida storm, or maybe more than one. The chariot of the blind man and the orphan to appear, the divine feminine within the masculine of thoughts and words, and that path. So again, this is paralleling what came up in the read I did today. Like for the masculine, don't let your ego be so important to you that you risk having the collective energy, or source or God energy, whatever you believe in, risk letting them decide for you, since you didn't make a decision, or since you decided to let ego be more important to you than love. And then, because there have been divine masculines who have had, and feminines who have had awful events happen to them, right? Taking their looks away or taking their ability to function away, to get them to see what true love and beauty is. Someone who, do you really need to lose your looks to believe that your divine feminine deserves you? Because she'll love you no matter what. But will you only accept her if you can't get anybody else? This is what Source is trying to get you to understand. Do you really want to be with the people who wouldn't accept you no matter what? Or do you want to be with the person who truly loves you and accepts you no matter what? They don't accept your abuse, but they will accept you and your avatar just the way you are. So there's very much that energy coming up here. So I don't want to go into this whole read, but again, I wanted to get those messages to you. And then 717 also came up, as well as 720 and 702. Those were very significant. So the 7s, 1s, and 2s come up like crazy. And then the second read that I did on the 27th was at 8:30, where I cut the SIRIAN Starseed deck. And here, let me show you the pictures of them at least, so you can read them yourself if you want. So this is the first read that I did that I just told you about. But I didn't do the read. I didn't tell you my read. But you can look at the cards if you'd like. And then here's the one I'm going to give you now. So this is this abbreviated read. And then after this one is the formal read, which I'll show you now, so you have that picture too. So here's the main read that's on the table now. Okay. And here is the full read with all 7 decks. And by the way, I'm going to do at least Taurus and Gemini today. We'll see if I can do any more than that. Depends on my energy levels after this. And if not, I'll finish up everything tomorrow for the astrological signs. All right, so this is that abbreviated read. Again, I cut the SIRIAN Starseed deck at 8:30, which is the Dance of the Union, 30. And then at 8:34, I finished clarifying. 8 is the dance, 34 is the energetic exchange, the hours of love, lots of back and forth, communication or travel. We had the major arcana of the Lovers, the Shadow, which is the Devil, Indigo, which is the Magician, and then before the read was the Tower, and after the read was the Starseed or the Fool. There were 2 swords, 4 wands, 1 pentacle, and 1 cup, and it's 47 minutes for this read. And that's significant, right, because we were talking about 4 to 7 earlier, as we're going to approach 47 in just a few seconds. We have the Page of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, and then after the read was the Knight of Cups, which is at 47, so something significant about the Knight of Cups here. Page of Wands and the King of Pentacles in the read, the Knight of Cups afterward. We had triple 4s and triple 7s, so here's the 4 to 7 again, which I didn't even notice. We had 33 and 88 coming up, and 10-10, so very powerful numbers here. The 33 of the Christ vibration, of standing up for yourself, the triple 4s, which is the angelic realms, and the triple 7s, which was just coming up as the world and completion, becoming whole. The 88 of the twins dancing, with both dancing with their own masculine and feminine and fine and balanced that way, and waiting for that third 8 to knock them over into the infinity, where they then become permanently, together dancing. The 10-10 of that high vibration. We have the 34 of the 8 of Wands, the 47, like I said, the 7 of Cups, the 46 of the inner children, 6 of Cups, the 67 of the loyal, humble servant, Knight of Pentacles, the 78 of the ultimate family, the end of the deck, the 10 of Pentacles, and then the 8-10, which is 0 backing up the 81, which is the end of karma around the world. The code line was all about the number 10 and high vibration, destiny, and the 0 backing up the 1 of magician embodiment, the divine masculine, and that was coming from 4 and 6. So again, the Emperor and the Lovers, or love, family, community, and the 46 of the inner children and outer children loving each other. There was no numerology deck used here. It was just the code line here. And the messages from that code line were: time out for the 4, the number 4, or the Emperor, the sap or the life essence, right? You can be whichever you choose. 1 of 2, supporting a time out, or time out left with the Page of Wands, the 6th, or inspired lover to the nth degree here, or the time key and the 4 of the Emperors, life essence, 1 of 2 support the time that's left, or support to the nth degree. The Page of Wands, inspired by love, family, and community to the nth degree. So again, there's the Page of Wands again up here in this read. And there may be something significant about the Knight of Cups with that Page of Wands. So Twin Towers also coming up here. Or Pi, half and half of the moon. The TT, or perhaps temper tantrums, which is coming up though for he. For Sophia Eve, as opposed to Christmas Eve, it's coming up as Sophia Eve, to support time out, which is also just referencing from Sophia at the top to Eve as a human, the first human, to support time left. The Page of Wands is excited by lovers to the nth degree. That could be Gemini as well. So we start here with the Four of Swords upright. Below that was the Seven of Swords reversed, 10 of Cups, Tower, 10 of Swords, and 8 of Swords. All of them were reversed, except for the Four of Swords on top. Coming clean to unhappy family after a sudden event and the worst is over. Ever blissful release, or sleeping together, or 5D connection, a rest, a meditation. At 9:43, the Hermit coming together. The lovers holding on to the Queen of Cups. And then I was guided to open a book at 9:44, which is the Hermit and the grounding, integrating, and mastering of love, or boredom, or apathy, or that Four of Cups energy of the social worker here too as well, the 44 of Atlas. So I opened a book and I grabbed the book The Forbidden Land by Gustar Christ. And the first thing that opened was just to the first page where there was a handwritten note there that was 7/L PSY maybe, I'm not sure what the letter was, Kingdom, Officers Mess, R period A7, Ray H Jarth or Jarin, J, it looked like Jairln, something like that, Jarlin, and Ray was spelled Rey, and that was in Iceland. In parentheses was C, X Mass 1943, which I had just written down the time before this. It was 9:43. And nines are endings, but also the Hermit, perhaps hermiting Christmas 1943. So at 9:47, the 4 to 7 here again, I opened to page 177, so there's that 1 and 77 of the Sovereign, and it opened to a picture of a woman on the opposite page, which had no page numbers. They were just inserts with no page numbers on them. So I opened to this picture of a woman opposite as an insert, and underneath that picture was 69 dot, which 69 by the way is the Ace of Pentacles, Madame Kalieva, K-A-L-E, so like Kali, and then Y-E-V-A, unless that's an R-A, Chairman of the Local Soviet of Kirki, K-E-R-K-I. And the page was titled Through Uzbekistan. And this is at 9:48, the 48 being Walking Away Within. And the book was about journeying through these God-forsaken lands and surviving all of that. And they were describing 50 transport camels. 2 dessiers of unminted gold, say 145 pound avoirdupois du poids. 5 dessiers of unminted silver, say 362 pounds avoirdupois du poids. And then Beisun province, 90,000 souls who had to cough up not only the expenses of their begs, but in addition, this stately tribute to the Emir. Or apparently nothing was guaranteed. Your favor to the Emir, like they may kill you anyway. So you have to do your best to kiss up to them, but if it doesn't work, you still may get your head taken off. So when the Emir Said Muzaffar Undin, when they died in 1886, the one who took over, Sayyid Ahad Khan, summoned all begs to Bukhara. 32 responded to the command, 18 of them were executed, and 13 were imprisoned. So the new emir could replace them with his own nominees. Only one was reinstated in his office. All properties were confiscated at 957. So again, reminding the world of what the masculine has had to go through, right? Because the feminine had never had to go to war in earlier times. At 957, 57 being the Three of Swords, and then I opened another book. My name is Asher Lev, because I just watched the conservative Jewish family movie, and these books were both leaning to that kind of energy. So My Name is Asher Lev, I opened up, and get this, I opened both books to page 177. That's crazy, okay? Because you're talking both books with probably 200 to 300 pages at least, and I opened both books to page 177. And on this book, page 177 said, we must fight against it, otherwise it will destroy the world. So I've never read this book all the way through. I've opened some pages to read to you guys, but I've never read it. But it looks like it's about a child and his family. And apparently in this situation, he was learning to paint. He was very inspired to paint. But he was at the museum and he was trying to mimic the nudes at the museum. So this is the father's response to his painting nudes with Christ, by the way. So in 177, we must fight against it, otherwise it will destroy the world. There were preparations for Passover. Father was freaking out that his son couldn't stop drawing pictures of naked women with that man, he called him, Jesus. He went to his room and drew a picture of his father then in reds and brown, showing his father as angry and shouting, and he felt it was a very good picture of him. But the father was also spouting that so many Jews have been killed in the name of Jesus, blah, blah, blah. So the father was okay at dinner, but then the next day, when other discussions came up about evil sons that didn't include his son was overseeing this, his father looks over at him and glanced at him as he realized that in his father's eyes, he had just become one of the evil sons because of his inspirations, the paintings that he liked to do, which is such an awful thing to feel as a child. So again, this is referencing very much masculine wounds, as in this read as well, with the devil between the King of Swords and the Page of Wands. So going on, I looked up 177 in the Gematria to see if there was a significance there at 1012. And the only things that came up in Gematria, since it's not a long number or anything, was mark of, gentle, Sananda, Gilgamesh, and incredible, Shiloh. Hero in ancient Mesopotamia mythology was Gilgamesh, and protagonist of the Epic of Gilgamesh, an epic poem from about 2900 to 2350 BC in the Sumer legend during the third dynasty of Ur, around 2112 to 2004 BC. The tales of their exploits are narrated in 5 surviving Sumerian poems. So they were like paralleling, I'm just seeing this now, they were paralleling these poems documenting these ancient lives to what I just read to you from Asher Lev, or from the other book of Wandering Through the Lands. So then Gil was coming up here from Gilgamesh, and again Gil came up in another way today, which is clay, scream, gully, brook, ravine, bright clear white, cohere, a girl, ice, yellow, frost, women, wife, tossing, crow, and chanting spells came up with Gil as well. Wantful, lustful, wicked, to come and to weigh. So it's interesting that these kind of energies are coming up reflecting the book I just read to you. So then I was getting the from Gilgamesh, that it's a game, and the GA is rain, mouth to poke, peel, saddle, metal, money only, but duck, Station, terminal, kava, spear, dart, sting, ray, radius. Suppository, goth, earth, land, him, her, it, them, when, though, albeit, to go, covering, coat, layer, and armor. So coherent radius, land, mesh. Coherent radius, land, mesh is Gilgamesh. So talking about, wandering the land and being coherent with it in its radius of mesh. Mesh is like a grid, right? And there's a lustful wife game. Shh. So that's the other thing that was coming up in the definition of that. At 10:35, so in some connections too, it's the woman who's out cheating, and doing things like that as well, not the man. So it goes both ways. The 10:35 is the high vibe of the 35 of the wounded warrior. The lovers holding on to the Queen of Cups, sunshine, or since kids, expanding weaknesses, releasing the Page of Swords, who may be stepping up to the plate. Message sent. The King of Pentacles, and this can be, right, where the roles switch, where the son becomes the father and the father becomes the son. The King of Pentacles reversed, with the King of Cups reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed, along with the Queen of Pentacles upright, coming clean to heal their broken heart or separation or disappointment. The Queen of Cups receives a message from the Queen of Pentacles to come to honor the King of Cups reversed. Perhaps the King of Pentacles reversed is married to the Queen of Pentacles, and they may be becoming clean about separating. It's possible somebody's father has passed, the foundation of the shadow, offering passion from Atlas, dumping a load, a burden or responsibility or confessing, awake to the Knight of Swords, wanting a divorce, or to be free to think outside of the box and leave. The central energy of the lovers and standing up to opportunist, or knowing and keeping to themselves. The King of Wands upright and the Knight of Wands reversed, paralyzed by his passions, dumping multiple loads or emotional attachments, or dropping the ball, the act, or their patterns after a sudden event while working. The underlying energy of the Two of Cups reversed without peace, getting over loss, regret with twin flame or an ultimatum, to recover from exile, injury, or illness. The King of the Hill who's over it, ready to help others again, or giving X an ultimatum. At 11:08 of alignment and strength, and the dance of truth and balance, and the challenge being the Page of Wands reversed, or death walking, uninspired to transition to the Empress reversed, with the King of Swords reversed, and now the Indigo or Magician reversed, making no offer or rejecting one, moving or visiting, with the Sovereign upright and the Queen of Wands reversed, justice of rejection or vulnerability of the Page of Cups reversed, to the Devil, temptation, coming out with the Six of Wands, who may be leading the way, may be up early for patience, dissatisfied with an offer, and the Ten of Cups reversed, family dissatisfaction and lacking faith, or embarrassed at work by the Magician reversed, and the key to rest, for dreams to come true, in reaping rewards of manipulative ill man, or Gemini reversed, Aquarius upright, contemplating their worth with no sleep at night. And soon here's the Six of Wands upright leading the way, as the King of Swords reversed, with the worst now over, with High Priestess, or Divine Feminine, or Pisces, or Aid, or Nurse, or Nun, or perhaps Virgo or Aquarius as well, the Secret Keepers, or the King of Swords reversed, connected to the Empress reversed, and High Priestess upright, perhaps his mother and her sister, or X and a new nurse, or new girlfriend hiding money from them in a divorce. So the High Priestess withholding or saving or triggering, overwhelmed, sweating it out, with the Knight of Cups upright being love when they are visiting them. The twin flame is seeing themselves as the Four of Cups upright, stranded at sea or an island to themselves in trouble, looking back at the Emperor reversed, the wounded warrior surrendering and destined to be with the Queen of Swords reversed, on break in the shadows with an effort to get out of danger, standing up and rising above drama, with no announcement and a losing battle and a falling out with the Knight of Pentacles, who's approaching their world offering to help the Divine Feminine or Pisces. And the block here being the Four of Wands reversed in a split or divide, and blocked from sharing or settling out in a move or a visit, or after celebration, or the party's just over. Defenseless to the energies, on high alert in a losing battle where children may be endangered, or the Knight of Pentacles is pulling out after it may have been after they were around the neighborhood and or the world, or they're putting out to go. They may be putting out to the neighborhood and or putting out to go around the world. The Three of Swords reversed may be healing, apologizing, forgiving, in energetic exchange and facing their fears, suffering in silence or dealing with a sister, or safety and security with that pillar between. Perhaps separation from the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, community, or legacy. At 11:38, which is Justice and the Queen of Cups, coming downstairs or too much water coming in, perhaps a storm, a community all awake at night, and again that could be Florida. The Starseed and the Fool reversed knocked for a loop, working to align, coming together with the Knight of Cups upright here. And that could be a first responder as well, coming in with love. Resting in the 5D connect or sleeping with the devil or poor bedfellows. The Four of Cups is coming out, rising above drama, with the King of Pentacles reverse lover or great affection, challenged by the Page of Wands reverse getting attention or unstable housing. And that's Florida too. Insecure healing and storm, dumping multiple loads or leaks, emotional attachments, finding a way out of a storm, knocked for a loop, aligning with friends, and the Knight of Cups upright, a very loving person. The Four of Swords upright, praying, warning families, wounded families, or worried about the rain or extreme pain. And the King of Pentacles reversed, Capricorn lover, insecure, challenged by the Page of Wands reversed, who may be lost or in danger. Starting over, getting out of a flood or the stormy seas, leading the way to rise above instability, and healing by minimizing the confusion and being knocked for a loop, working to come together with the Knight of Cups upright in love at 11:56, which is Justice and the Two of Swords, and the 11:53, which is the Knight of Swords. So definitely the floods were coming up there, and again, where people may have experienced, loss of not only home and contents, but perhaps people getting injured or hurt or even killed, or themselves getting hurt or maimed in some way. So this is this read. We're finished at 107:58, so 108, and now we're going into this 7-deck read that I did yesterday. And again, those two were both from the 27th. And this was good too. If you haven't watched the little series, it's called Thai Cave Rescue. I don't usually like to get into series too much, but actually it was pretty good. Very heartwarming, coming together type of experience. All right, so let me get back to this current page. All right, so today is 10/1. This read was done last night on the 30th of September. And it is, it's going to be probably 109 by the time we get started here. But the SIRIAN Starseed deck was cut and dealt at 8:02, which is the 8 of the dance, manifestation of dreams, and the 2 of duality, the divine feminine, the high priestess, and again going into October for today, December 1st. December. I don't know why I said December. Well, December is because December is 10, October is 8. That's why it came up. I talked about that before, right? October is 8, not 10. So at 9:16 to 17, which is the Tower and the Star, F flames came up, which maybe you're cursing out your flame, or the F is again expansion or contraction, explosion or implosion, or just reflecting in the middle, the flames, the drama. And then ES also came up, the S of Sophia. But ES comes up for a lot of things. For me, it's my initials, but it's also energetic synthesis too. which I just quoted from the other day. So at 9:40, I completed the read with the Hermit and the 40 of the Page of Cups. The major arcana was just the solar deity or the sun in the read, and before the read was transition, the death card, and then after the read was the strength card. All right, so exposing a death and the strength to overcome that. I pulled a 7th card afterwards as well, so the Emperor reversed came up there as well. But we have 3 pentacles, 4 wands, 1 sword, and 2 cups, which is 3412, the energetic exchange of the hanging man or people hanging out. Page of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, King of Wands, and the 9 of Cups came up there afterwards as well with the Queen of Swords. We had triple 4s in this read, so the angelic realms again. We also have 33, 55, and 88, and 10, 10. 33 of the Christ vibration, the 55 of the truth, the Ace of Swords, Excalibur, the 88 of the twins dancing, and the 10, 10 of the high vibration. So then we have the 23 of the King of Wands, the 34 of the 8 of Wands, 45 of the 5 of Cups, 56 of the 2 of Swords, 68 of the Page of Pentacles, 89 of the Phi energy of expansion and contraction or reflecting in the middle, which is the reflection of 98 degrees, the human body temperature. And then 9, 10 begin again, always coming back to the middle again. The code line here was all about karmic completion, creativity, music, and moderation. Remember, music is the muse of the inner child. And the number was 43, which reduces to 7. So 4-3 is also the Emperor and the Empress, and in the Chariot of 7. And 7 is that key that we talked about of the Gamma. So and the twin flame is the Gamma 7 key, and then the F, which is the Digamma. So very interesting. So regarding karmic completion, creativity, music, and moderation, and the 43-7 and the twin flames and the keys, the twin flame Emperor and Empress coming together, perhaps as sun worshippers on vacation, or the seeker of the ray. Remember, the flame is also the ray, which the flame is the ray's height, which literally height came up in the code line here, is the light. Light equals flame height. So the twin flame Emperor and Empress coming together as sun worshippers, seeker perhaps, or to see the key of the ray or the flame height, or the light, to see the light. The twin flame reunion, or the Emperor, or the 4th to the nth degree, regarding the seeker of flame height or light. Also the key reflection of that boomerang 7, the Digamma, which is F as well. For the 4, the high road. For the ES and the EE, so there's the ES again, but for me I was relating to myself because it came up as ES, EE, and I'm Evelyn Stainthorpe, but I'm Evelyn Esther as well, but EE is also the energetic exchange. So the Sophia masculine energetic exchange being key to the flame height or light. The key is Digamma, the boomerangs, the sovereignty. The 3 of Cups have coming together to see the key in possession of the rod and staff, but also 52.5 meters, and there's that degree, you know, the pyramid degree is about 51 to 52 degrees, so it's very close to that. And then the twin flame Emperor and Empress seeking one equal and congruent to the flame height or the light, one who is like their light. The twin flame or key flame for 3 seek he and seek E, the one equal and congruent to the solar deity, or in other words, the polarity. So this read starts with the 4 of Pentacles reversed, which is the Divine Masculine's heart in the Bat Cave coming out in this deck. There are 10 Pentacles below it, with 3 of Swords reversed, Transition reversed, which is the Death card, 5 of Pentacles reversed, and then the 10 of Swords upright, underneath the 4 of Pentacles reversed. So the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, or legacy, healing from heartache, separation, or disappointment, after death or transitioning, recovering from betrayal, ending pain, or painful end, and letting go. So, and again, this is the card right there. Let me move this over a little bit. So the Divine Masculine's heart is that big card right there with the mini cards on top. So painful end or letting go, the Divine Masculine's heart coming out, dumping multiple loads, emotional attachments to recover. As the King of Swords upright, suffering in silence or dealing with a sister, or stressed out or unable to sleep at night. The Ace of Wands reversed, frustrated with third-party block or uninspired by bad influences or pushed into a bad situation, out of control on the warpath at 1041, that high vibe 41 of self-love, spiritual love, and new love. Or the abusive outside influences and stuck not knowing what to do. The Queen of Cups reversed under the radar with issues with the Emperor reversed. And there's the Empress, the Emperor, the Queen of Cups, and the King of Cups are all reversed in this read. So I don't know if they're the same couple, which they definitely can be the same people. Or they can be parents and their children as well. But they're all coming up reversed in some kind of failure or feeling like a failure. Worth waiting for, and beneath that is keep an open mind. Getting your wish or need of twin flame, big love, getting over loss or regret, needing to transition or end the guilt, regret of love cut short of until death do us part. The Silver Cup, or being number 2, the cherry on top, getting over clinginess here, with new beginnings, and beneath that spirituality, with under the radar, triumph at all cost, or neediness, or failure, attention-seeking behavior to get their way, to release anxiety or free self from prison and find self-love, or chef's kitchen, uninspired by union or home at a distance. Jupiter fell, so dragon could fly. The Two of Cups reversed and disconnected at a distance, not seeing eye to eye or face to face. 2 rabbits may be expected to multiply and carry on the legacy and have babies as the sun inherits the earth. And that could be an old style family right here at 1120 of justice. And the 20 of judgment, or the wake-up call. And again, that could be that conservative Jewish upbringing as well, which very much came up in the movie. At 1120 is the breakup of the partnership as the Divine Masculine opens his heart. The Emperor Madman finally dead, or transitioning there for a new beginning. So I'm saying that because it may be someone that was not a nice person and people were not sad that when they passed away. And this can also be dead, meaning they turned a new leaf, they became someone new, or transitioning there for a new beginning. After the King of Swords upright made a deal with the devil, perhaps for a son, or the devil or addict or addiction, shared by the King of Swords and the Page of Wands, or both just Capricorn. Recovering from exile or in a losing battle, the Divine Masculine's heart letting go, dropping the act and moving on, as the Knight of Pentacles upright, in energetic exchange at present, with the Knight of Swords reversed holding their tongue, with the King of Pentacles upright and awake, offering money for sex, or just offering a big offer for a passion project, with the Queen of Swords at home, with the Empress reversed and High Priestess upright, or mother and grandmother, or aide or nurse, or nun or sister with them. And again, this could be someone, trying to pass their money out of their marital system so they don't have to show it. But also patient angel soulmate, or 10 of Pentacles upright family, business, community, or legacy. With the wounded warrior reversed, surrender to be vulnerable. With a lover destined to be uncomfortable. With the Fool reversed, or embarrassment, or lacking faith, falling from grace, or in front of the Knight of Wands, justice, or needing to be rescued by them. A sister, or suffering in silence, or stressed out or can't sleep, with the Hierophant upright, or in the marriage. The Star reversed, or depression, or Taurus upright with Aquarius reversed without options but to fail, or attention-seeking behavior, coming clean about dumping on the Page of Wands reversed, or Taurus upright, Aquarius reversed without a choice, under the radar, fell off the horse, or coming clean about dumping a load, a burden, or their responsibilities on or with the Page of Wands reversed, or perhaps having sex with an underage child. As Teddy just went, sharing or settling out with the devil, or Capricorn Page of Pentacles upright, or confession of the Page of Wands reversed, that they shared codependency or addiction with the Page of Pentacles, a very good student normally, could be a student or child or brother or an intern at work, which somebody may have had sex with an intern at work who was very young. The King of Wands reversed may be a Leo, or being strong and taming their beast, with the Emperor reversed broken down, or a broken down chariot, or their vehicle may have broken down, or their body is their vehicle broken down, or almost hit the pet, and so the car was taken away from the Emperor, in need of peace after a sudden event, or imprisonment, or arrested for drunk driving. The Ten of Cups upright family happy, or Emperor feels trapped with the Ten of Cups family. The Eight of Pentacles energy of working to align, perhaps exhausted with the world or the neighborhood. Pisces upright or divine feminine, naked to the world, in a split, a lie, or a divide, or the need for clarity and truth here. The Hermit upright with the Seven of Cups reversed, shedding light on a lie or discomfort of not being able to leave because of emotional investment in something, or defenseless to boredom of grounding, integrating, and mastering love, with the Queen of Wands reversed, holding back an announcement or their music, or needing to swallow their pride. Or Aquarius reversed, reaping rewards, perhaps after an inheritance, at 11:49 of justice and getting their wish. In the recent past is the Page of Pentacles, curious about the wounded warrior's surrender, destined to get their ducks in a row, with the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands both reversed, with an aide or a nurse or a sister, an energetic exchange, with an arrogant son of a bitch, or SOB, maybe someone's short of breath, connecting with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, offering a big love to the Page of Pentacles, or willing to pay for them. The Nine of Cups upright partnered with the Nine of Pentacles reversed, one happy with himself and the other dependent, both offering love to the Page of Pentacles, or a student or child of a breakup or disconnect from a partner. The foundation is the Four of Swords reversed, the Divine Masculine in the Batcave coming out, unable to sleep, with the Empress reversed perhaps, offering little affection, being ignored, or bored with the same old between the Empress reversed and the Devil upright, not sleeping together or not flying together, or the Empress reversed and the idle hands and all that, the Devil's workshop, and so it goes. And at 11:59 to 12 midnight right there, the 11th hour right there, the central energy of this read is the Five of Wands reversed with the Queen of Cups reversed. Divided or in a split, needing clarity, the truth to be satisfied, needing the truth to be satisfied, feeling defenseless to the King of Pentacles, who may be healing from deception, or getting up early for advice or counsel, or Virgo shedding light. The King of Pentacles upright is healing from separation, with Virgo and Cancer in their chart perhaps, or Queen of Cups reversed in a losing battle, challenged by the Sun reversed, because there ain't no sunshine when she's gone. The Page of Swords reversed and the King of Swords upright here. Perhaps the King of Swords thinks they're a pain in the ass, or the never-ending story, or negative messages he sends, or unending messages that don't get answered, with the Knight of Cups reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and the Knight of Cups reversed jealous of the Queen of Pentacles reversed, or Scorpio Knight of Cups reversed, who's dead tired of the Queen of Pentacles reversed, perhaps with Leo in their chart, or perhaps with their ego out of control. Perhaps they dropped the ball, or the act, the account, or dropping the pattern, or tripped up trying to get at the truth, with High Priestess keeping secrets. But I'm getting here now, the Bull is not exciting. Trying to get at the truth with the High Priestess, keeping a secret. But the Bull is not exiting, or the Bull is seeing red, or the Queen of Pentacles here took off. She may be jealous, took off with the High Priestess or Pisces with Cancer in their chart. And again, that could be a wife who is gay, who takes off to be with her female lover. Or broke up, down, broke in, out, or broke through, or stuck, unable to move forward at home, swinging or having sex on the swing, in energetic exchange with poor judgment, or being judgmental of Libra or Destiny or Two of Cups lovers, no longer fantasizing after falling at work, or falling big with third party through work. And now is the Eight of Pentacles upright, working with crystals, patient angel uncomfortable with emotions of the Ten of Cups family, the lovers or Gemini and Sag starting over in separation, or praying for it anyway. Home intact, the Knight of Pentacles moving on, offering help perhaps to the Page of Pentacles, or an invite to justice, Libra, divorce without option, with Hierophant or marriage or business or religion, or Knight of Pentacles and Page of Pentacles offering help to Libra or judge or restitution for them. Justice without divorce, justice without choice, with Hierophant or the rules, justice system versus religion or societal norms. Dropping burdens, responsibilities, or dumping a load and being strong. With the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands both reversed here, receiving dependence or spending. They could be two dependents who are, there's some issues around them, or spending, or they're dealing with verbal abuse, or they're giving verbal abuse, or they're ordering things off the hook, like you're getting constant deliveries to the house that these kids are ordering, like out of control, tired, sick, or need a vacation with the Six of Cups kids and or a soulmate. With the Eight of Pentacles and Seven of Swords in all business relationship coming clean, or cleaned up their act in a losing battle with kids getting up, or now pushing someone out of bed, depressed and needing to heal, getting over it and holding their tongue, or the Knight of Swords reversed cracking the whip with the kids. And soon the Queen of Wands reversed is refusing to do her usual multitasking, perhaps unless she gets something or gets her way. The King of Wands reversed may be dead tired, but coming out of the Batcave to fix things, to let go, to try to make amends. Or the King of Swords is being a pain in the butt, or now returning or not returning messages, or child acting up. King of Wands reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed coming full circle with the Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community, and now the Seven of Pentacles, or the Divine Feminine's heart, is offering one big one to awaken for an idea. So that could be this family reaping rewards. The Ten of Pentacles may now be Seven Pentacles, so they may have lost income. And now offering another one of those pentacles to awaken for an idea to come to fruition at 1025, which is the Hanging Man and the Knight of Wands. So then we go to the 26, which is the Page of Wands. Or here the Queen of Wands reverse may be pissed off that the King of Wands reverse is with Pisces, or the Divine Feminine, and the Ten of Pentacles reaping rewards, or she with 10 and he with 7 and having to pay out to awaken or for more intel, or to Pisces or Capricorn reverse to get over grief or regret or loss, perhaps setting them to a guidance counselor or something, or not sleeping with Gemini upright, or coming out in an awakening and someone's manifesting big. So the Queen of Wands may be pissed about that, right? So she thought she had the better deal, and that maybe she wanted them to get screwed, but now she's saying that they're doing great and she's pissed off about that. Or with someone now who can take, so also she may be pissed because maybe the King of Wands is now with someone who can take them to the next level where she never could. The twin flames seeing themselves as the King of Wands reversed, with lovers upright post-war settling out, or sharing with others to heal and dream and be present to gifts and 0 point field, needing to swallow their pride, perhaps about a bad decision, or being judgmental, with the Knight of Wands and keeping to themselves. Or the Knight of Wands rushing in to the rescue. The Knight of Wands rushing into the rescue, or refusing to ask for help. Getting to know each other. Then was just getting to know you, getting to know all about you. And beneath that was letting your friends help. We have Aquarius times 2 here, as well as Gemini upright. Aquariuses are both reversed. Sagittarius upright, and around the twins are how they're seen is the Three of Cups reversed. Not coming together, or a lack of happiness here, or bad influences, or gossiping. With Nine of Cups, or until happy with themselves. So perhaps just not coming together in a reunion until they're fully in their emotional sovereignty. With the King of Wands and Queen of Wands both reversed, with bad influences around them, and challenged by no energy, and blocked by self-satisfaction or arrogance, or not trusting the other, with ending the conflict, right? So not trusting someone who's promising they'll be a certain way, and then they're just going to go back to their old ways, and then you won't be happy again. Or cleaning up the act, or returning of messages, perhaps something they never did before, or someone's worried that the other will be mean or immature in communication. With karmic completion, creativity, music, and moderation, the Queen of Wands reversed may be pissed off and won't crack. And this is Teddy right now. He's really trying to get my attention. I'll be done in just a second. Just give me a minute. In need of peace and epiphanies and twin flame, or out of options, and embarrassed to show up at work, or fall as third party, or be yelled at or scolded, or embarrassed about issues at work, or lacking faith, or falling from grace. With the Six of Cups upright, without choice, hiding in the woods, or sharing at home, birthing through the ring of fire, the Queen of Swords with her truth, and the Emperor reversed, out of control or stepping down. The Queen of Swords with a light or flame height, the Nine of Pentacles reversed or dependent, and Knight of Swords reversed may be tired of being tired and wanting to be together. The Divine Masculine's heart opening and awakening to the King of Wands reversed, bad influence on the Page of Pentacles upright, who may be curious to learn. So that, again, that could be their bad influence on a child and seeing what's happening. In a losing battle, challenged by energy, the sun, illness, and egos. With the Queen of Wands reversed, pleased with themselves, aligning and getting their ducks in a row or crystals in a row, without choice. Or trapped in sharing or settling out at home, or in a union, birthing with a mighty roar. The Queen of Swords letting go of control, or triggering the Emperor reversed to do so. The Divine Masculines opening their heart with the Page of Pentacles in disconnect or at a distance, unable to sleep or sleeping in separate rooms, ending conflict and challenged by no sun, as in a child, or no sun, and needing vacation, or the need for energy or vacation, or had they been working like an assembly line. The King of Wands reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed, unhappy or not getting back together. They are happy alone, in need of their twin flame, or without other options. Hiding and settling out, hiding and settling out home, being strong, or with Leo, kids, pets, or birthing Lady Liberty, and the downfall of, quote-unquote, the man at 1248, the hanging man, and the 48 of walking away within. All right, so let's just pull a couple quick cards at 132. Wild Unknown I'm going to pull, and then we'll pull a Journey of Love card for you guys today. So what is our takeaway with this? Between Pluto and Capricorn, and the dance between the masculine and the feminine. Right? One with deep transformation going on, the other with responsibilities, perhaps. Or the children between them. I'm just getting here, these two just broke up like this, the unicorn and the bear facing off right there. That's a showdown at noon, high noon, between the unicorn and the bear. And look, the wolf just came up between. That was Teddy. That's really funny. So again, the bear and the unicorn is very much too the lower chakra system versus the upper chakra system. And the wolf between. Besides, Teddy thinks he's a horse. He's really so elegant sometimes. It's amazingly beautiful how his stride is. And when he plays with me, he'll spin around in a circle and get down on his front paws when he wants to play. And then he'll stand up with something in his mouth and he'll neigh like a horse. He'll go, or something like that. It's so funny. But his stride, he looks like a horse. He doesn't look like a dog. All right, so here we go. Yes, I'm talking about you. The elephant came out. The elephant. So the elephant's holding a flame in their trunk. Maybe they can smell their flame coming. This is someone whose third eye is open, but they've been through the ringer, right? They got a broken tusk and they look really worn out. but they still clear with every step they take. Every step you make, every step. So I'll be watching you. Is that sting? I'm just blanking out right now, but I'm getting a sting, so whether that's sting or not. Oh, can't you see you belong to me? My poor heart aches with every step I take. So every breath you take, every step I make, or whatever, however it goes. But that's coming up with the elephant, every step I take. As Teddy's going to mess up my spread here. Sorry about that, you guys. All right, so we have the spider here too. Somebody's caught in their own web, perhaps, is what I'm getting right now. And there's the fox, which is very much, related to the wolf as well. But they have the fox's attention over here. And this could be the web connection as well. And there's a little raccoon over here too, who may be having anxiety issues. So this could be a parent and child over here. This could be the masculine and the feminine, or vice versa. But again, the web between them, perhaps gaining the attention over here of the divine feminine who's been through the ringer, or the divine masculine who's been through the ringer. And again, the spider web, the wicked web we weave, and being stuck in the web, or the lion's den, the spider's den, so to speak. That can also represent the bridge between. The tarantula in this deck also comes up as the crossroads. And that spider web, the spider's in the center. It's getting to the center there is the crossroads, the 0 point field in the rainbow bridge, which can be that spider web catch net, that's below that invisible wire, the bridge across. But if you fall in that invisible net, there's a spider there. Maybe somebody's afraid of spiders. Maybe the raccoon's afraid of spiders. And this could be just a child who's depressed, or a pet who's not eating, not even the trash. Or maybe they got into the trash and they ate something bad, so that's why they're not feeling good. So that's all we have for there, but I'm going to show you the bottom, but these two are kind of looking right at the otter too, so I just wanted to show you that. Like the crow is standing guard, it's like the ground crew over here, and then the hyena is slinking away, right? The one who was up to something, or, making fun of people, the hyena isn't quite trustworthy there. Or it can just be the jokester as well. But this is someone, like a teacher disciplining someone, saying they have to go. It's time for you to go. And then the butterfly came out for a reason. They had to go so that somebody else could learn to fly. And there's the cheetah standing guard too, about to pounce. And there's the tiger. They're all stalkers. They're all stalkers waiting for the cleanup crew here to come in. And that can be Florida as well. Anyway, there's a little innocent otter here who's very curious. That's the underlying energy, right? But they may be easily intimidated, right? Keeping their beautiful, pure energy to themselves. This could be anxiety issues of a child, right? And this is a very hard worker, the carpenter bee. And maybe needing to put things back together with the pearls still cooking in the oven there, with their feelers out to see if it's safe to come out now, okay? All of those energies coming up, and that could have to do with some of the playouts in Florida families, that kind of thing as well. Let's see what, I'm sorry if any of you lost anything in Florida or were affected by the storm. Sending lots of love out to you. I hope all your family as well. The spider web is also coming up as, remember, that's in the one card, it's the invisible catch that nobody else can see, but it's always been there all along. That bridge between the fox and the elephant. It's like, it's been there all along. It's like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. She could have taken herself home the whole time. She just had to click her red shoes together 3 times. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Hi, Teddy. Say hi to everybody. You can see him right here. You see? Say hi. Oh, now he's going to come in. You can come in. I'm just reading, but don't mess up the cards, honey. You can come in and say hi. Wait. Let me move the chair so you won't get hurt. Okay. Just stay right there. Say hi. Say hi. No, they're over here in the camera. Get down. All right, get down. I'm not that ready. Get down, Teddy. Get down. Teddy, get down. I'm sorry, you guys. I wasn't thinking he was going to jump up on me. Get down, Teddy. Down. Get down. Out. Stop. All right, let me just pull your Journey of Love card here. All right, this is for our takeaway now. What's our takeaway here? All right, we have soft, which is 17. He doesn't want me to show you. Stop it, I'm busy. 17 is soft. Or actually, not 17, it's 47. There's your 47 again. And what's the next one is the 22 of the Fool's Journey, loving all that is. She's holding space, it's very soft. And there's that pearl in that oyster that hadn't opened up. They're putting their feelers out, they're about to hatch. As she's been holding space, the 47 is the heart to the crown, and the 22 of the Fool's Journey with an open heart, taking that leap of faith, right? That net's been there all along. And there's the Mary Magdalene energy of Buttercup Yellow as well, carry the weight of the world for him, knowing without knowing, the 41 of self-love, spiritual love, and new love. And the 3-4 here of becoming. The 3-4 is the Emperor and the Empress. And this is the energetic exchange, the beautiful painting that we've painted, that pretty picture. And then the Rings of Time is coming up too with the social work, because there may be parents who are in wheelchairs or dealing with rehabilitation or being cared for. Or, again, we may be having issues with parents being ill or passing away. And the seed of the moment of the Knight of Wands, the question that lay still to answer. The bottom of the deck is the choice. There's always a choice. 62 of the Prison. We can choose to stay in our prison and hold on to our chains, or we can choose to walk out of that prison. It's always up to you. Beneath that is the King of Wands. They're talking to you across the waters. The feminine's waiting in the wall, in the chaos. She has no problem standing in that chaos, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. She's waiting for your choice. Look at the colors, how they match. She's there. She's waiting for the King of Wands to make that choice. All right, so we're going to read from, so the first card out of the other deck was the Elephant, which is very significant energy. I'm almost done, Teddy. The Elephant. He definitely likes attention, don't you? Let me finish, okay? The Elephant. Where are you, Earth signs? Oh, just saw him. Actually, the Elephant's under fire. Unstoppable, auspicious, and wise. The Elephant's arguably the most auspicious figure in the deck. Like Ganesh, the elephant represents immense wisdom as well as good fortune. It's said that the great elephant is the destroyer of obstacles, so if this card appears when you feel stuck, rest assured the path will soon become clear. To add to the mystery, the elephant is also known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. Trust this gentle, noble creature. It illuminates the way with the light of self-knowledge. When in balance, one-pointed focus, generous and loving, but when they're out of balance, they may misunderstand their fate. To bring them back into balance, you must trust. So learn to trust again. Trust that you have that net. That net's been there all along. And then from the Journey of Love, we have soft, which is 47, and the 47 came up big time today. 47. It keeps skipping by that page. It goes, all right, soft, because that's the gooey middle. A sanctuary bathed in soft light, your heart is receptive, inviting, and gentle. It brings strength to the weary, comfort to the lonely, and healing to the wounded. It's a magnet for all that is needed. For you, your beloved's your world. Don't imagine you must always be the fighter going against the part of your nature that longs for harmony and peace. This is your time to be soft, to surrender, to let the subtle waves of the heart invite love in and receive. In doing so, you will give so much. This oracle brings you a message of peace. Surrender now. Be soft, even just for this moment of quiet reflection. You have perhaps been working too hard at growing and living. Take some moments to replenish and allow the divine to help you, dear one. Be soft so you're receptive to the divine. It's when we let go that we truly perceive the obstacles that lie between us and oneness with the divine lover. Let go and perceive that the divine lover is already awakening in your heart. And the poem reads, you are the softness he desires, you help light his way, you nurture all that he holds dear through tempest clouds dismay. And in the quiet of the storm, his gentleness comes through, and in the shelter of his arms, his heart is there for you. Well, I don't need to say anything about that. Okay, your water, your rest, your joy, your nature. Rise and be loved, love and rise. I'll see you guys soon. Have an amazing day. It's in their eyes. Keeps coming up. Bye, guys.